So, guys, we're started back again. We're recording. Thank you. So, carrying on with question 14b. So the information we've been given, 20 straight lines, 16 arcs. The 20 straight lines cost £12. The cost of one line to the cost of one arc is in the ratio 2 to 3. Work out the total cost of the pattern. Now, the problem here is that we've got information that's a bit confusing. So, there's multiple ways through this. If we look here, I've got the cost of 20 lines. That means I can work out the cost of one straight line to be 12 divided by 20, which is 0.6. So 60p is the cost of one straight line. Now, I can use my ratio. That is worth 2 in this ratio 2 to 3, isn't it? So I can work out the 3 from this by dividing this by 2 and timesing it by 3.
Wait, 60p is worth 2.
In this, no. 60p is the cost of one straight line. The question tells me the cost of one straight line to the cost of one arc is in the ratio 2 to 3. So this 0.6 is this part of the ratio. This part of the ratio is telling me the cost of one line. So I can divide by 2 times by 3, which gets me 0.9. That must be the cost of one arc. And I've got 16 arcs, haven't I? So I now need to multiply this by 16. So probably doing a column multiplication, and I'm going to do 16 times 9 and then put my decimal in the right place. So 9 times 6 is 54. 9 times 1 is 9, add the 5 is 14. So I've got 144, but I ignored one decimal place. So that's £14.40. Just check that this makes sense. 20 straight lines cost £12. I'm saying 16 arcs cost £14.40. Okay? That kind of makes sense to me because this arc is more expensive than this line. So it does make sense that even though there's fewer arcs, it might be a little bit more expensive. Okay? So then the total cost is £14.40 at 12, which is £26.40. All right. So, next question, probability-based question. It's actually a really easy probability-based question. You're given some scores and some probabilities. And we've been given all of these in the table. I'm writing them all down, but I don't actually need them all. I just need the odd ones. 2 ways of doing it. I throw this dice 200 times. This 0.25 means on 0.25 out of 1 occasions, or 25%, on 25% of the times, it comes up a 1. On 15% of the times, it's going to come up a 3. On 30% of the times, it's going to come up a 5. So I can just work these things out separately and add them together, or I can say, what's my probability of getting an odd number? Well, that's 0.25 at 0.15 at 0.3. So that's 0.7. So 70% of the time, I'm going to get an odd number. So then I can do 70% of 200, or 10% is 20, so 70% is 140. Okay? All right. Question 16. Really horrible little ratio question. The value of y is 20% more than x. Circle the ratio x to y. And we've got these options: 5 to 6, 6 to 5, 4 to 5, 5 to 4. Two of these I can ignore. Straight away, I can just ignore two of these answers. Who can tell me which ones and why, Charlie? In these two, x is more than y, but I'm being told y is more than x. So I can just ignore that, and I can ignore that. Can't I? Then it's a choice between this and this. And if I work out 20% of x and add it on, I get y. So 20% of 5 is 1. 5 add 1 is 6. It's this one. Check this one. 20% of 4 is 0.8. No, I don't get 5. It's not that. Okay. 17, you did well. Okay. 18. I think there was some good stuff going on, but it's a really hard question. Okay. So here was the question. Okay. Here is the question we've been given. Here is the tunnel for a toy train. The diagram shows the cross section of the tunnel. Then, so I've got the picture here. Then I've got this section. AD is a semicircular arc. That's a semicircle. That's a semicircle. The length of the tunnel is 30 centimeters. So this person's written that 30 centimeters on. And then work out the total area of all 6 faces of the tunnel. Give your answer in terms of pi. So firstly, very painful area, and it's worth 5 marks. Very painful area question. Surface area of a cylinder, but it's not just a cylinder. It's a half a cylinder, and then it's had bits cut out of it. So there's all sorts going on here. So how do we start? Well, I suppose the place we start is working out the area of this face that we've been given. So the area of a full circle would be pi times 10 squared. But then I'm cutting out this circle, pi times 7 squared. And then I'm taking half of it. Okay? That's the front face, isn't it? So that's 100 pi minus 49 pi over 2. So that's 51 pi divided by 2. Because I'm leaving things in terms of pi, I'm just going to leave it as fraction. I'm going to leave that like that for now. That's the front. I've also got the back. The back is exactly the same. 51 pi over 2. Then, I've got to think that I'm being told there's 6 faces. I think the reason that they're telling you there's 6 faces here is it might be difficult to see all 6 faces and which ones you're actually working out. Okay? So, look at the diagram. We've worked out this face and the face at the back. Where are the other faces? Well, I've got this curved face. I've got this curved face, but I've got a rectangle here and a rectangle here. Those rectangles are going to be dead easy to work out. So let's do the rectangles first. So the rectangles, they are 3 centimeters